Hey y'all, I hope y'all are well. It has been a long minute. 2023, I went through it. I'm not even playing. It was a really tough year. And as a result, without intending to, I disappeared from everything. In the back of my mind, I always felt some type of way about taking this unwanted pause, but I realized that it was necessary. I needed to finally take the time to just be in my thoughts without wondering about my next project or my next move. Far too many of us fall into this place. We overextend ourselves for everyone and everything, but don't take the time to just be. We are human, and we often forget that just like many other things in this life, we need time to recharge. When you're running on a low battery all the time, you might get used to it, give yourself a boost of coffee from time to time, but at some point, you're just going to become too tired. But you push yourself. You push yourself to go to various events. Meanwhile, simply taking the time to chill for a few hours could be very helpful to you. We push and push and push and push ourselves too close to the edge too many times. I've been pushing myself to the edge too many times on a low battery until eventually I burnt out. It just became too much. I couldn't do it anymore. We've been conditioned to believe that it's normal to be busy all the time. It's not normal. It's not normal. At least it shouldn't be. But I am grateful for the burnout though, because it did force me to realize that enough was enough and something had to give. Things needed to be reevaluated, purged, and added, which is exactly what I went through. Being physically drained, mentally drained, spiritually drained, and creatively drained all the time is not a flex. There needs to be a balance. We are not robots. There needs to be a hustle and relax balance. Are you really living if you're always looking for the next thing to do? Like, what about you? What about simply spending time with yourself? This is what I learned in 2023. It is my responsibility to give myself the best care I can possibly give myself. I need to prioritize myself. My health, my time alone, doing things I enjoy. It's on me to make sure I don't overlook these things. Because the truth is, no one is capable of loving you more than you can love yourself. Even if a person loves you more than you could ever possibly imagine, they still could not love you more than you could love yourself. You have to pour into yourself before you pour into others. Most of us pour into others first. In my experience, this just leads to resentment because you start looking at others wondering why they don't reciprocate your efforts. Meanwhile, your efforts should go towards yourself first. When you continue to pour into yourself, your cup will overflow, and the overflow is what you give to others. And it's contagious, because when you take care of yourself first, you're happier, you have more of a peace of mind, you have a brighter outlook on life. You just have a more genuine happiness just emitting from you. And people notice this. When you're good, everyone around you feels good in your company. And I can attest to this because even though I haven't been practicing self-care for a super long time, the little bit of practice I've done, I have noticed a major difference. I had to unlearn many things to learn new things. I walked away from familiarities and walked towards the unknown. It gave me a new perspective on life. And it is a little foreign to me, but it does feel right. Refreshing. Whenever you feel your mind drifting somewhere you'd prefer it not to, let it drift. And ask yourself, Why am I uncomfortable with these thoughts? Why do they keep coming up? If you stop fighting it, let the thoughts flow, and do some careful digging, you just might find some answers. You just might come to a better understanding of yourself. And even though this is easier said than done, I've come to realize that it's very rewarding. Purging is so necessary. We purge everything around us. Why don't we do the same with our personal lives? When food has gone bad in your fridge, do you leave it there to keep rotting? No, you throw it out. And that makes room for fresh food. I believe we don't easily apply purging to our lives because we get comfortable with the junk. The junk is familiar, but if we hold on to it, it keeps rotting and eventually becomes toxic, affecting everything around it. This is the same thing that happens in our lives. Holding on to old habits and troubling relationships that no longer benefit us has a negative effect on us. Every now and then, I believe we need to reevaluate our lives and reflect on what needs to go, what can be kept, and what we can add. You can't hold on to everything, and you can't take everyone with you. This is just how life goes. Everything happens in cycles. There is a time for everything. There's a time to hustle down and work. There's a time to relax. There's a time to build new relationships. There's a time to let relationships go. Just like the seasons, there's a time for everything. Life is filled with amazing highs and terrifying lows. And the next time I face another valley in life, I won't go around it and try to avoid it. I'll head right through it. That being said, I'm looking forward to what's in store for 2024. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.